It's in the name.
Welcome into the Helping Healing Humor with Ben and Travis podcast. On today's episode, our good friend from Faulkner University, President Mitch Henry, will be joining us for another conversation, and we'll get to those important discussions right after these important messages. This episode of the Helping Healing Humor with Ben and Travis podcast is presented by Faulkner University. Faulkner University is a private Christian liberal arts university based in Montgomery, Alabama, with a mission to provide an education anchored by not only intellect, but also character and service. The Faulkner experience aims to educate the whole person. Every individual matters every day. We all want to become better versions of ourselves. No one wants to remain trapped where they are because of missed opportunities and unrealized dreams. At Faulkner University, we believe your dreams don't have an expiration date. We understand that you're looking for more than a degree. You want to find your niche and thrive in your career. Whether you're a high school senior just beginning your trek or an adult student looking for a better path, Faulkner is here to help guide your journey. Go to faulkner.edu to apply or get more info. That's faulkner.edu. I'm Travis Creasy. That is all-pro counselor with 3Chord Counseling in Muscle Shoals, Alabama. Ben Hayes, how are you today?
Just getting ready for school to start back, man. It has been a busy summer, and it's gotten a lot busier these last couple of weeks trying to get ready for stuff. And I'm at the school. I found a quiet spot to sit in the nurse's office, and a good reminder that I am smart. So I'm going with that. I don't know how well that is true, but I'm glad to be here. How about you?
It's good. I'm in the same mode. I'm not sure when this episode will come out, but we'll probably be in the throes of school. And of course, Faulkner will probably be kicking up there pretty soon. And like I said in the intro, President Mitch Henry is with us again. He joined us back last year, maybe a little earlier in the year, but he's back with us. And how are you, sir?
I'm doing better than I deserve, for sure. Getting ready for school like you guys. Lots of stuff going on. Soccer team got back on campus yesterday. Football team got back on campus as well. Lots of new faces, some great students, and we're getting out and enjoying the daylights out of seeing new people. It's always exciting, lots of energy.
Well, I know that from just social media, I know that you have been all over the place, visiting different places, preaching and teaching in different places. And that's always good to see. We're so thankful for all our Christian universities. And of course, Faulkner is a dear friend to Ben and Travis in this podcast. And you guys kind of help keep the lights on, as we like to say. And we love going around telling people about Faulkner. As the school year gets going, as we're all kind of in that mode, you know, as a president and almost to some degree, I guess when school starts back, it for us anyways, it actually slows down a little bit just because you get back on a structure where you're not going to camp or you're not here or there, and we're more kind of at home, but that doesn't mean we're any less busy. What does that look like for you as the president at Faulkner?
Well, right now it's really intense. We've been putting in 12, sometimes 16-hour days in the weeks, getting ready for preparation. And when classes start, when it started now. We're out there working with our students, helping them get moved in and get settled in, meeting their parents, make sure the classes are set up like they need to be. But when school starts, we'll have a big convocation ceremony. So a lot of intense preparation for that. We partner with Alabama Christian Academy. And so their sophomores, juniors, and seniors come over to our campus. And it's a special day. We praise God. We worship together. We have some great speakers, and it's a good day. And then classes get rolling. This year we'll be giving all of our freshmen Bibles that the local churches have donated and purchased for us, and Furlong's Engraving Company is going to engrave them for free. Last year when we gave out the Bibles to all our students, there were two students that came up to me, one with tears in her eyes, and she said, President Henry, this is the most wonderful gift. I've never owned a Bible. And wow. I was shocked. And I had a number of faculty members say that. And so that beginning school year time, it's so exciting in a lot of ways, all sorts of connections, but it's those spiritual connections that mean the most and have the most lasting impact. And so that's what I look forward to the most. And then, getting in that routine, we settle down, we get into, teaching and training and working together. But it's the spiritual things on campus that I'm most excited about. We had day before yesterday, when our soccer team arrived, we had some baseball players that have been here for the summer. Two of them got baptized, and baptized by Jonathan Villa, who is our assistant coach and team chaplain. And this past Sunday, one of our College of Health Sciences professors was baptized, and it was really cool. Our College of Health Sciences and our law school, we have a preference for folks who are members of the Church of Christ, but in those professional programs, you can't always find someone who is a member of the church that can teach, radiology or some type of specialized anatomy. So we have a few folks on our staff that aren't members of the church, and she was baptized. Her students came and sat with her on the front row, and
Wow.
her faculty did as well. It was just really special. But lots of good things happen with our faculty, staff, and our students.
Well, I think that's one of the most encouraging things that I've heard from you guys over the last several years is just the massive amount of spiritual emphasis that it seems like you put on everything at Faulkner. And it's always been kind of heartwarming to me, enlightening, just encouraging to see what all you guys do. So sort of speaking to that, we know that spirituality sort of starts at the top. And so we appreciate you, and we appreciate what you do for the college and what you do on a daily basis. But how is it that maybe even as a president that you keep your spiritual life sort of at where it needs to be?
Well, it's by the grace of God.
Sounds like
when this question gets asked to a lot of folks, I'm just amazed by some of the self-discipline and the amazing things that people do to keep themselves equipped and on par spiritually. And I've got to start off, first of all, guys, by doing two things. One, I want to thank you both for asking me on this program and not telling me what you were going to ask and then throw it on me at the last minute. But I appreciate it. I love this program, and I love what you're doing. You are blessings to the brotherhood, and you guys keep it up. The second thing I want to say is I got to confess my sins. Sometimes I get so caught up in the urgent that I sacrifice the important. And it happens at times. The devil knows my temptation toward distraction. I'm like a lot of American males, when you see or dogs, when you see the squirrel, it's a squirrel. But what I'll tell you what I've been doing to prepare for this school year. The month of August. Really, for the next several days before we start classes on the 19th, I've committed to reading the entire New Testament. We're 2 days in. I'm on Matthew 12. I'm a little behind. I got to hustle if I can get her done. Each morning, when my wife and I are able to have breakfast together, we read at least one chapter from the Bible, and we pray together. And she's gotten into this English tea deal. Do your wives like English tea? Well,
just tea, not English.
Just tea, yeah.
So for the last several months, she said, let's grow up a little bit. Instead of eating a granola bar in the car or the truck on the way to school, we're going to get out the fine china. We're going to set it on the table, and we're going to have eggs, and we're going to have real food. And you don't drink coffee, and I don't. But she said, I'm going to get you some decaffeinated English tea, and it's sugar.
Hot
It's
tea.
it's putting cream in the tea. I
Yeah.
hold my
Yeah.
pinky up even.
I've had it before. I've had it. It's good. Fixed a certain way. It's good. I still got to sweeten it up though.
So we're doing that, and we're reading in Ezra and Nehemiah. It's been a great study. I didn't realize that Ezra and Nehemiah had often been. It was apparently written as one book, and then some church father separated it into two.
Split it up for us.
Yeah. Well, it's making a whole lot more sense to me now.
Yeah.
That and Google figuring out who's Artaxerxes and who's Xerxes and who the kings are, and it is really, really amazing. And it's got a lot of similarities with some of the things we're experiencing in our culture today.
Yeah.
They were in exile, they were in captivity, and the more and more oppressive that our culture comes on us, the more commonalities I see between us and the faithful folk in the nation of Judah before they were taken into captivity, and then while they were there and wanting to get back. There's a lot of that same feeling of oppression, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's been a great study. As far as praying is concerned, I try to pray every morning when I get up. I've gotten to, because of my focus and my tendency to get distracted, whenever a prayer need comes up during the day, I have made a commitment, if appropriate, to stop what I'm doing and pray right then. There's so many things coming at me to remember. I don't know if it's like that for you guys or not. Is it like that for y'all?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, absolutely. And I would confess my sins too, because I struggle in the areas of finding just personal time. I will study a lot during the week. I have a lot of lessons to get together. I have a lot of even when you include school and things like that. And so but then just having that personal time is still a struggle, always been. So sometimes for me, it's in the form of listening to, podcasts, spiritual podcasts, or, listening to spiritual music just to kind of get my mind focused. And I do the same thing. If somebody says, I need you to pray for me, I don't know, well, let's do that right now, rather than put it off because I might forget.
How about you?
I'm the same. My prayer, as far as setting aside a time to pray, I'm not great at that. I do try to kind of carry on an ongoing conversation with the Lord. There are certainly days where I call on His name a lot more during the day than others. We just had a great in-service or a retreat, and then today we started our in-service, and Monday was a great retreat day. Everything was going great. Tuesday rolls around. It seems like there's a fire to put out every time I turn around. I'm sure you, as president of university, know all about that life. And so the interesting thing to me is having that consistent prayer life. And you mentioned your wife. I'm sure Ben will agree. My wife it keeps us kind of balanced and nailed down on that stuff. Like, here's the important things. Sure, all that's going on, but this is what needs to take place. And so we're very thankful for all of those folks in our lives who do that. But I guess mine's that ongoing conversation. And the interesting thing is that I talked to him more on Monday or Tuesday, and I tend to say Monday. Monday was a great day. Oh, thank you, Lord. This is great. And then Tuesday, when I don't know if there's a time where we should go more than others. I probably should have had more of a conversation. I didn't. And so I think that's the aspect. Well, we have people like ourselves having this conversation, admitting that, hey, it could always be better, is really kind of a bold statement and maturity, Christian maturity. Hopefully at some point I'll reach that level, but that's kind of that church, and I think what you mentioned about the professor who became a Christian, that may not be the avenue of evangelism that we think of first off, but whatever gets the job done, right? I mean, to some degree. And so I think it's the same way spiritually.
Yeah.
We all have things that we're better at and things maybe not. And so once again, my wife is a very helpmeet in that, if I can use that term, from Genesis and Old Testament. But
do you guys
it's
listen
great
to
to have
music
the
also?
atmosphere that you guys have at Faulkner to be reminded.
Yep. I didn't mean to interrupt. Do you guys listen to music some also?
Oh yes,
I listen to music all the time, but sometimes it's rock and roll or country or whatever. The last couple of days while I've been working, I've been on this Vocal Union a cappella kick. I hadn't listened to some of those guys in years, and I found a couple of the old CDs that I had. I found them on Amazon Music or Apple Music, and I pulled them up, and I've just been playing some of those, and it makes me think I'm back in the 90s because some of them are very obviously 90 themed sounding songs, but even though they're a cappella, but it's been fun listening to them. And there's actually several of them have kind of hit me hard this week, spiritual thoughts of them. And I thought it was pretty good.
So Cindy and I found, she did, she found the Spotify channel that is a cappella music, and it's Church of Christ, a cappella singing groups from all over the place. Harding's Chorus is on there.
Oh, they're great.
There's a cappeldridge. There's several on there. Keith Lancaster's congregational singing is on there. And we took some time off, went to the Grand Hotel down at Point Clear near Mobile and in Baldwin County there. We were listening to it and just feeling so good. And we got to the hotel Sunday afternoon and we got out of our car and we were shocked. The Grand Hotel, on the speakers there where you unload, they were playing a cappella music and church music. And I thought, what in the world? And we went in the lobby to check in, and lo and behold, they were playing it there. And I almost said something to the clerk as she was checking us in, and then the valet took the or bell person took the cart on upstairs. When we got in our room, it was kind of like, I don't know if y'all have ever been to Georgia, to Rome, Georgia, to Berry College, where Chick-fil-A has.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Great wind shape is the name of it.
Yeah,
they play a cappella. Well, it's not always a cappella, but they play spiritual music in the rooms, and they were doing that at the Grand Hotel. It's a Marriott, What is up with this? And so I was looking around to try to find the speaker for the room, and then I realized that it was coming from the dresser where my wife's purse was. It was playing on her cell phone in her purse.
And you thought it was playing through the hotel. That's awesome.
So I'm technologically challenged, man.
That's amazing.
Well, we know that last year you had the Connect leadership event, and you had it this year. And so we'll bring that up. But also on October the 3rd, I believe, is your good old coaching pal. I'm sure that you had a lot of pointers for Coach Nick Saban when he was coaching. So now that y'all are not doing the business of coaching anymore, then y'all can just hang out as good friends on October 3rd at the benefit dinner. So just speak to those two events. Connect, I believe, was in June. And then this event with Nick Saban is in October.
It was. We had a great Leaders Connect conference. It was elders and ministers from all over the Southeast. Good group. I want it to be better attended. There's so much good that happens with it. Had some amazing speakers. It was really a nuts and bolts, practical gathering. We had presentations on audio, video. We had presentations on legacy giving and how people need to have wills and trust and need to have powers of attorney and those basic estate documents, which, by the way, if you got kids, I hope you guys have got a last will and testament.
It's one of those things I need to work on.
Oh, brother.
We actually are working on it. Yes.
I mean, y'all live in the state of Alabama. If you don't have a will that says who gets your kids as their guardian, guess who's going to decide for you? It's going to be a local probate judge, and they may or may not pick the right person. The statute says it's got to be first the maternal grandmother, and that may or may not be what you need. So, guys, listen, y'all call me afterwards. I know some lawyers up there that might even do it for free for you. So, in Tennessee, I'm not sure how all that works necessarily, but in Alabama, man, y'all need that. So it was a great conference. We talked about practical things like that, and we really enjoyed it. And it kind of got the campus primed a little bit for our legacy event, which was we had 400 folks, mostly young people on our campus for a retreat for a week, and that was a great event. Very well done by a bunch of folks.
That's awesome. And so the benefit up, you guys excited about that?
Yeah, I am. I'm thrilled about it. He is an amazing person. That's hard for an Auburn fan to say. Our theme this year is adoption and foster care. And Nick Saban and his wife, Terry, adopted their 2 children. They've not been secretive about it. And they have done a wonderful job with their family. And they set up an amazing foundation. You probably heard of Nick's Kids. Mm-hmm. And the funds are used to support organizations that engage with vulnerable children, be it education, be it through services for foster children or adopted children. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful organization. And we're excited about what he's going to have to say. We're going to celebrate the heroes of adoption and foster care. And there's so many in this state. We've got Agape, we've got state workers, we've got volunteers in surrounding states that are just doing amazing work for God's people. And what did James say about pure religion? It's to visit the fatherless and those, the widows who are in need, and to keep yourself unspotted from the world. And so we're excited about celebrating that. Now, I got to confess to you, I had mixed emotions being an Auburn fan, but I can feel pretty good sitting at a table with Nick Saban on a Thursday night during SEC football season, knowing that he's not out somewhere scheming and watching film on how he's going to beat Auburn unexpectedly on the last play in the Iron Bowl at Auburn.
Yeah. Hey, parents and young adventurers, are you ready to embark on an extraordinary journey? Introducing The Adventures of Ben and Travis and the Worry Coaster, a thrilling ride through the ups and downs of mental health in our new children's book. Join our dynamic duo as they navigate the twists and turns of their emotions while discovering the courage to conquer their worries. Pre-order your ticket to adventure now at benandtravis.com/books and be among the first to embark on this roller coaster of resilience. Let's turn worry into wonder and empower kids to embrace their feelings with bravery and hope. Buckle up. It's going to be an unforgettable ride. My wife and I wrote a book about our my diagnosis with leukemia while we were foster parents, and we actually mentioned Coach Saban. He does those PSA commercials,
right?
And so that obviously influenced me as one of those awful Alabama fans to get into the foster care, and so that's awesome. I was able to go to the Drew Brees event last year, and it was a phenomenal event. You guys did a tremendous job. And, of course, there's not a dry eye in the building when you bring out the people who were affected or have been heroes in those situations where the unfortunate loss of life or something along those lines. And I'm sure it'll be the same this year when you bring out the foster care heroes. But it was just so well done, and Whitney and I both got to come and attend. And wow, I can't express to the people listening out there that if you're going to be in the area on October 3rd that you should make plans to be there. Of course, it's in support of a great cause. And the fact that y'all take time to honor people who have served in the different capacities, whatever choice y'all make every year, that's a tremendous thing to think of others when you get to do that. And then just a few short weeks later, you guys are having mercy and grace, as in you're allowing Ben and I to come back on campus for your Bible lectureship, which was a tremendous event despite our attendance last year. And of course, y'all had the debate, which was such a big event and well done yet again. And so just looking forward to that in October. I mean, that's a big month. I mean, you got August with everything kind of kicking off, and y'all hit it running. You know, you'll have football games, and then Nick Saban coming to town, and then of course the lectureship a few weeks later.
We're so excited about the lectureship this year. In the history of the university, 80 plus years, we have never had the theme grace as a theme for the lectureship, and that is our theme this year. And man, if there's ever a time in this country or culture or time in our lives in the church that we need grace, it's now. So that's our theme this year. We're mashing up homecoming with the lectureship. So we'll start student events and competitions amongst the clubs and different athletic teams on Thursday, and then on Friday we've got a lot of events like that. We've invited the winners of the Lads to Leaders competition, public speaking competition in multiple cities, host cities, to come to Faulkner for the second, which will now be a second annual Jack Zorn Invitational final round amongst all those winners. And the top male and the top female will give away a 100% tuition free scholarship.
Wow.
And we're excited about that. And on Saturday, on Saturday, we'll have right now there's plans for a parade. We'll have a number of bands, and not just ours, but high school bands there. And this is a secret, but we signed the paperwork to have a flyover by the 187th Air Division from Danley Field, which is the F-35 division, and weather permitting, and there being no national emergency, we're going to have a military flyover, and we're excited about that. We're going to honor our military that day, so we're expecting large crowd on Saturday before the lectureship begins. So that'll be the 19th.
That's awesome.
And then on the 20th, we'll have some worship together. The Lads to Leaders young men will be helping us with that. Great keynote speakers on our lectureship this year. And our debate, we've got a debate topic this year. Our theme for the university is relevance. So our debate topic this year is this. The affirmative is gambling is immoral. And so we have found a nationally known attorney and lobbyist named Jim Purcell, who is from New Jersey. And we are flying him down here to our campus to engage in an academic debate on the topic. And David, gracious me, Hester. I almost said David Herrick, who is an old client of mine. What time is it? Every day at 3:00. It's 3:00. Every day at 3:00, I will transpose names. And I knew Herrick wasn't right. So I'm really embarrassed, David, when you watch this. I'm sorry, man. David Hester, our own Bible department professor, is going to go toe-to-toe with one of the smartest, most well-known influencers in the gambling industry. If you pay attention in our state last year in the legislature, we were one vote short of becoming a massively friendly gambling state with casino gambling, sports betting gambling, every type of gambling you can imagine. and it was a knockdown, drag out fight. I talked to a lot of folks who are on the front lines of it, and um, I don't mind saying that as the president of the university, we're going to take a position that is appropriate and fair with regard to the debate. But if anybody's watching out there, I want to encourage you to watch the debate. I'm confident after you watch it, you'll be well informed. My hope is that you feel gambling is immoral and don't do it, and you'll be a whole lot happier. I remember when I was in Tuscaloosa in law school, we adopted a student, it's an international student, absolute genius. And he came knocking on our door one Saturday, and I said, "Why didn't you drive your car?" He didn't bring his car. He said, "Well, I walked here." He said, "I'm out of gas money. I'm out of food money. I just want to see if y'all get me something to eat." I said, "What happened to your food?" He said, "Well, I've been gambling." I said, "Where are you going to gambling?" He said, "I went across the state line over there to Mississippi." And I said, well, you need to stop it. I'll go and I'll buy you some food. I'm not going to give you money because you might go gamble it. He said, I don't want money. He said, but if you did give some money, that would be helpful too. I said, well, are you going to gamble again? He said, yeah, if I can get a little more money, I'm going to do it. I've got a good system going.
A good system that's got you have food.
Do you know what he was getting his PhD in finance?
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh,
so
a system.
Well, that'll be an
awesome
ever
since that time, man, I have been so opposed to gambling. It was ruining the guy's life, and it's ruined so many lives. I practiced law for 29 years. I can't tell you how many folks. I'll tell you one other quick sad story. In my first law firm that I went to, we had a manager there that unfortunately got addicted to gambling and was stealing from a bunch of lawyers. You're pretty desperate if you're stealing from lawyers. That's almost as bad as taking a coil out of the church air conditioner and selling it for scrap metal. You don't need to be stealing from lawyers. So he did, and on the day that he was going to be sentenced, he had pled guilty. On the day he was going to be sentenced, he took his life. I've just seen gambling ruin too many people. Yeah. And so we're excited about that being our debate topic this year, and can't wait to see this. It's going to be a world-class debate. It will be on the 24th, which is Thursday, and that will be the only lectureship event. It'll be the finale. We'll be live streaming it, and hope that you'll come. If you can't come, hope you'll catch the live stream and share it with your friends.
Yeah, go check out the one from last year. It was phenomenal. I'm sure that all you're going to do is move that bar a little higher every year, and that's awesome. As we do here on this show, we oftentimes ask a fun question to reveal a little bit of the personality. That's not hard with you. You've already revealed a lot of that. It's been great having you on the second time. We don't have a lot of that. We don't have a lot of repeats, so we're thankful that you chose to be with us. But here's this causes a lot of arguments, and so it's a heated debate. And so we come to you today as the president of Faulkner University to drive home the answer, the true answer. And President Henry, does pineapple belong on pizza?
I had it last night. Yeah. It is delicious. Absolutely amazing. It was one of those fresh-out pizzas that I got from Winn-Dixie, and it's great dough. The cheese is perfect. So, it wasn't Canadian bacon, it was ham slices, and the pineapple, it was great. For a frozen pizza, it was wonderful. And don't tell Cindy, because I'm trying to lose a little weight, but I ate 3/4 of the whole pizza. It was only one little piece of it left.
So I'll say his answer is yes.
Yes.
It belongs on pizza. That's
excellent.
That's fantastic.
Pineapple's one of the only fruit that I like. I don't like any other kind of fruit.
I will say that Roxy Wisham is I was just checking the stats here. He was on the show a long time ago, and he actually has the most downloaded episode of our like the audio, most downloaded episode that we've done. And so maybe you'll catch him. Maybe right now you'll catch him, and maybe you can promote that.
There's no way I can catch Santa Claus, man. He's grown that beard. You know, I caught him last year moonlighting at the Bass Pro Shops, playing Santa Claus. Kids on his knee. Yeah.
Incredible.
Very nice.
I love Roxy Wisham. He is a man of God. He's taught me into two things in my life. One was becoming an elder at Vaughn Park Church of Christ for a very short period of time. And the other was becoming president of this school. He was an encourager for it. So I love Brother Roxy. He's a good man.
We sure do appreciate you joining us again. And obviously the invite is always open. Anytime you want to come back, we will make it happen.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. We sure look forward to seeing y'all in October. And God bless you for all the good that you do and all the happy hours that you get to spend together and that your audience gets to spend with you. Just so proud of you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks for being with us for this episode of the Helping Healing Humor podcast. Be sure to download our free ebook, 28 Days of Focused Living, at benandtravis.com and receive all of our Helping Healing and Humor extra content directly in your inbox. We look forward to having you join us at the same Ben and Travis time, same Ben and Travis channel.